Wednesday just dropped in time for the holiday season. The show has been in the top 10 list of Netflix's trending category. It's an ode to the classic Addams Family's fantasy comedy film, with Wednesday Addams as the focus. But while there are many fans of the Tim Burton-directed production, some are criticizing it for its racist characterizations. Let's find out what people on social media have to say. First off, social media viewers slam Wednesday for racial undertones. While the Netflix series focuses on the iconic Addams Family teenager, the show has received criticism on social media due to its portrayal of people of color. After the episode launched on Netflix on November 23rd, some viewers turned to Twitter to critique the show's racist undertones and representation of its black characters. The controversy revolves around how black players in the Wednesday supporting cast were depicted as villains and attackers to the show's primary character, Wednesday Addams. Filmmaker Burton has also been accused of racial profiling in the past. While Netflix has been dubbed tone-deaf for failing to perceive any problem with such depictions, the inclusion of Nigerian performer Joy Sunday, played by Bianca Barkley, as a cruel girl at Nevermore Academy, and Iman Marson, played by Lucas Wilson, as a troublemaker and the child of a corrupt leader, is at the center of the issue. In the series, Wilson's father apparently owns Pilgrim Land, which is a problematic choice given the historical tensions between Native Americans and Pilgrims. All these elements were a recipe for disaster. Twitter was filled with negative comments over the show's controversial choices. "Why are all the black characters in Wednesday bullies? Tim Burton is so nasty and racist," wrote one Twitter user. Many critics were even condemning the show and saying it should be boycotted. Others were angry at Netflix for being blind to such issues and giving the show a pass. It's important for filmmakers to check their bias and not hurt the sentiments of any marginalized groups. Media holds power over people, and it's time we acknowledge it. What's more, Tim Burton fails to direct a show with POC characters. The allegations of racism leveled at Burton really aren't new, given his comments about representation while promoting Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children in 2016. His remarks were in response to comments made by Secret Invasion actor Samuel L. Jackson, who asserted he was the sole black person in his film. Burton highlighted his childhood viewing of The Brady Bunch before claiming the show became politically acceptable by introducing black and Asian characters. Those statements, along with others made in response to Jackson's remarks, drew strong criticism at the time. The Netflix comedy follows Wednesday Addams as she tries to develop her psychic talents, stop a neighborhood killing spree, and solve the long-standing mysteries surrounding her parents. She is sent to the quirky Nevermore Academy after being implicated in a violent revenge episode at her previous school, where she meets both friends and opponents. Wednesday is Tim Burton's first feature to include a person of color as the main actor, but clearly he lacks the sensitivity to deal with diverse racial characters. Likewise, Jane the Virgin actor Jenna Ortega, who is of Mexican and Puerto Rican descent, plays the show's major character. The Addams Family adaptation also stars Puerto Rican performer Luis Guzman from Magnolia and Boogie Nights. Catherine Zeta-Jones, Christina Ricci, and Gwendolyn Christie also appear in the series. Meanwhile, the showrunners are Smallville co-creators Miles Miller and Alfred Goff. Next up, Wednesday uses classical high school trope to lighten the dark humor. The latest chapter in the Addams Family franchise maintains the more than decade-long practice of merging two genres, youthful coming-of-age and crime mystery. This scary, quirky, and frightening and overall spooky series succeeds in areas where others struggled. Using the Addams Family's meaningful and familiar past, as well as Wednesday's morbid nature, this teenage drama avoids forcing bloodshed or more adult topics, instead embracing some iconic cliches from some of the best teenage series and films. While delivering familiar and beloved characters to the audience, Wednesday is a completely different beast than all the other Addams Family stories. Wednesday enhances the story of this character and holds a strong grip on viewers even after the basic nostalgia wears off, thanks to her name and familiar black and white attire. The thriller mystery is transformed into a spooky dramedy that one might expect to see. This engaging comedy not only capitalizes on its characters' nostalgia, but also lightens up the somber narrative by employing traditional teen stereotypes. As a result, if some scenes in Wednesday look familiar, it's because viewers have seen comparable perspectives in old films and television shows. The gothic teenage show appeared to be evocative of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Riverdale, and Pretty Little Liars from the start of the show, with its adoption of the supernatural spy thriller aspects and superpowered lead. Wednesday is even joined by some of her pals, including a roommate, a werewolf, a superhuman hunk, and a normal human. Wednesday intentionally injects its very own Addams Family spin on high school cliches. Following up, Wednesday reminds some fans of Mean Girls and Clueless. The series combines these cliches to brighten the dreary halls of the new high school in this mashup of vintage teen TV and film. In a Clueless style, the series introduces a brand new girl to the cliques. This brings back memories of standing up in front of the school's mean girls. This allows special students to walk the grounds of their private school and run into riddles comparable to Harry Potter and his pals' terrifying adventures, as seen in the film Mean Girls. There is even a resemblance to their version of Quidditch, and the non-supernatural folk is referred to as normies. Wednesday has a secret club and Riverdale, a small-town drama. The episode even makes a blatant and apparent reference to the 1979 1976 film Carrie. In the latter event, the school's Edgar Allan Poe-inspired dance, The Raven, is disrupted when a band of normies hook up a drip of red paint to the sprinklers and make it rain down on the waltz in this case. Wednesday exclaims they couldn't even spring for real pig's blood. The drama changes the focus from the whole Addams family to Wednesday Addams, who is often termed as an outcast at her new school of other outcasts. The term outcast appears to be used as a metaphor for the supernatural: vampires, werewolves, sirens, gorgons, and so on. As if changing schools wasn't enough, a series of heinous killings and Wednesday's unexpected abilities draw her further into the school's secrets, as she starts to get psychic visions that appear to link her to the town murders. Her fixation with and need to solve them grows stronger. Lastly, here's why Wednesday isn't seen blinking her eyes. If you watch the show with concentration, you'll notice that Jenna doesn't ever blink when performing in the Netflix spin-off show, and it's mostly Burton's fault. The lack of blinking was not intended at first, according to Netflix's Twitter account. Ortega attempted one take where she didn't blink, and Burton was so enamored with the result that he told the actress not to blink for the entirety of the filming. The results are terrifying, if not eerie. The stylistic decision most likely only served to charm the protagonist to the audience. Audiences praised the 20-year-old's performance as the morose schoolgirl after the program aired, calling her perfect for the part as well as amazing and unforgettable. Wednesday may seem matter-of-fact and straight-faced in appearance, but her eyes betray her emotional reality, wrote Megan Navarro of Bloody Disgusting of Ortega's version of the legendary part. Some have criticized that the program deviates too far from its original story, claiming that it lacks the magic of the initial Addams Family movie. The character's unsettling absence of blinking isn't the only curious behind-the-scenes detail about Ortega's time on set. To prepare for the show's renowned dance moment, the actor said she was influenced by Susie Sue, Bob Foss's Rich Man's Frug, Lisa Loring, Lena Lovitch, Dennis Levant, and historical films of goths performing in nightclubs in the 1980s. Following up, showrunners hint at Season 2 to explore Wednesday's relationships. Wednesday's co-creator Alfred Goff has indeed begun hinting at possibilities for potential Season 2, so fans may be seeing more inventive dancing moments in the future. Goff expressed his desire to continue developing Wednesday's connection with her werewolf companion Enid Sinclair, played by Emma Myers, saying that other variables he believes constrain any relationship or friendship. He stated it's never going to be a perfect ride and wished to explore how the teenage character would handle the ups and downs of her relationships. Wednesday co-showrunner Miles Miller shared his own ambitions, saying he wants to focus on the protagonist's relationship with her mother Morticia, which he feels is vital to the show. The series' use of Easter eggs to relate to the various Addams Family on-screen forms, traditional teen TV and movie cliches, and a blend of genres all come together wonderfully to offer a dark, intellectual comedy. People are particularly impressed with the Jane the Virgin star's acting skills and wish to see what more she has to offer as her dark and witty representation of the classic goth character. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Jenna's performance in the new Tim Burton-directed Wednesday series? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one!